Oh my god, we'll probably have to cut to black a second. We don't have the blindfolds on this time because it's a bit of a unique one. We're going to look at some of the garments that we got sent from our sampling stages.
It just started tasting like rotten egg and...
So, the business is called... We had a little shout out from the fellas loaded.
Yeah.
Which would have dropped.
Oh no, you're not going to mention the...
Welcome to episode 51.
We're so close, mate.
One more to go.
So close.
Oh, mate, this is
I can't
insane.
believe it, man.
This
1
is
year
actually
in,
insane.
right?
I can't fathom it either.
It'd be so... Oh, you know what? It'd be really cool if Tom could put a little clip in of our first intro when we get into the next one at 52, though.
And then maybe
not now, do it for the next one.
And maybe for the outro at 52 as well. Like, you remember when we first did our two-little bip and we were pissing
and we could like have a little side-by-side or something like that. That'd be
Yes,
class. I like that. I like
right,
that.
Tom, you have a bit of homework for you. There you go.
Only for next ep. Don't worry about this one.
Right, today's ep, you would have noticed by the title, we are going to embarrass ourselves for the next hour and a half.
We are. I mean, it's part of business. We're going to speak about our trials and tribulations that we have come across.
Certainly are. Yeah, we've been going through obviously a year of this pod now, and alongside it, we've had a little business ticking along. But before we get into that, we have got a banger of a Battle of the Host to kick things off, don't we?
Yeah, let's go,
get
man.
Into it. Right, the Battle of the Host for today is, are they real or fake accessories or garments? We're going into the fashion industry today.
We are.
You've gone down apparel and garments. I've gone down accessories.
I've got mostly garments, but I do have a little bit of accessories.
Oh, a little bit of accessories as well.
Maybe.
Okay, so wow,
I've got a mixture, mate.
I hope you haven't got any of mine, because then you're going to know the answers.
Potentially.
Right. Anyhow, the punishment for today, Jay. Do you want to?
We're bringing back an OG, ladies and gentlemen, and if you don't know, get to know.
Don't get to know. This is such a.
We're bringing back the 2 eggs.
The 2 eggs.
Oh my goodness, we've both done this. I think mine was a worse
Yours
outcome.
was worse outcome by far. Yeah. So as you can see, we are doing the 2 raw eggs
Let's do it.
for the loser at the end.
Cool.
And if you haven't seen it before, it's probably our worst punishment of this year so far. So
yeah, there was a brilliant reel that you need to go check out.
Shall we get?
Yeah. Do you want to crack it on?
I will kick us off.
Are we going to go one by one, or you go for your first 5 and then I'll do my 5?
Should we do that?
I think that's the way we should do it.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll do it
because
that
then we
way
get a
around.
score.
Right, here we go. So,
Oh,
one,
I'm terrible at these.
an earring that doubles as a shoelace. The designer created a golden ribbon earring wrapping around the model's whole physique and attaching to the top of her golden laced boots.
Whole physique?
Yes.
As in like a whole body?
And then to the boot.
Whoa. That sounds pretty out there.
Pretty out there, mate.
Is that something that you've curated, though?
Is it?
I'm going to go fake.
You sure?
No, I'm never sure, mate. You know I'm not sure.
Are you backing it?
Yeah, fake.
You're correct.
Yeah!
Well done, bro.
But that sounds very real.
Doesn't
That
it?
is scary
Shit,
how real that sounds.
I thought you were going to... I don't know what gave it away, because I was guaranteeing myself you were going to fall for
I
that
was
one.
like, I think when you said around the whole physique, I was like, that seems crazy. Because when I step, my ears are going to start pulling.
That's a good point.
I was like, how's that work? Unless it's super loose.
Yeah, true. Right, my next one.
Okay, go on. So that's 1 point. Are we classing that as 1
That's
point?
1 point to you.
Okay,
yeah?
cool.
Anytime you get it right, you get a point.
Get a point, okay.
Right. Number 2. Not just any bag. 2019, a designer opted to create a physical replica of the model's own head to carry around instead.
Head? As a bag?
As a bag.
So it worked functionally as a bag?
I assume so.
Head. Does sound very like... It does sound probably what those people do.
What do you mean, those people?
Like the satanic people, mate, out there, you know what I mean?
There are some nutters in fashion, bro.
You see the red carpet? There's
Yeah.
lots of
I
things.
mean, all of my ones associated with...
Because I've done research and I've found some weird ass shit as well. I'm going to go true, because that seems like a very famous person to carry their head would be like a Halloween-y trick, potentially.
I see. You are Correct. Jared Leto carrying around his own head
also,
in place of a bag.
People love their wax like doubles and stuff like that.
Look at that.
That's
though, bro.
ridiculous,
Look at that,
bro. That's scary.
What is that all about?
Why you
insane.
That makes no sense.
It does
man.
make absolutely no sense. Right.
But also imagine like a general person just doing that as like a fashion statement. Like, what the hell?
So yeah, story behind this one. Jared Leto didn't carry a bag at the Met Gala in 2019. No, he carried his own replica of his head. Bro. The bizarre stunt was reminiscent of the Gucci runway show apparently earlier that year. Apparently they were all doing this weird bollocks. Yeah, that was that, bro. Next up, number 3. Instead of having sunglasses sat on the bridge of the model's nose, the designer created a spider that sits on the wearer's face, spanning the whole face.
No way. And there's a spider like on it and the web.
I assume it's just a spider.
Like just a big spider?
Yeah.
Okay. What? I think that's crazy. Is that more crazy than a head? That's the thing. Because how are you seeing? I can't see. I'm going to go fake.
You think?
No, I don't.
It's true.
It's real.
Bro. This is the design.
Oh, okay. It's not like a huge one, but that's scary.
I mean, it spans pretty much her whole upper head.
Yeah, no, I was thinking like that. Like you cannot breathe kind of thing.
Hunter Shaver has been praised for her daring sartorial choices at the Met Gala.
Christ.
She showed up wearing a white out contact lenses and a white gold spider brooch by Evangeline Edlorian.
Who is actually getting paid to design these things?
I don't know how uncomfortable that would be as well.
No, but who thinks of that?
Apparently,
and who actually gets paid?
Like,
why does that? Who gets paid to make them look like that?
I don't know.
A kid?
I mean,
a kid could draw.
I know they're trying to draw the eyes at the Met Gala.
It's the intention,
I guess that's the intention, but still.
Crazy.
I mean, even the white out eyes is creepy.
That's creepy. That's kind of, booky.
Right, number 4.
All right, so I've got 2 out of 3 so far. 2 out of 3 so far.
Number 4. Instead of your typical pose, to accentuate how you look, why not just carry a giant golden frame with you instead? The designer feels it's the best way to be camera ready to have the frame on hand to speed up the process.
Oh, this seems really Ollie coded, but
Ollie coded.
But I think for some bizarre reason I've seen something like this or heard about it.
Okay.
But it could have just been like a social media thing as well, like someone on the street holding a big.
Yeah, like one of those Vogue frame.
Right, magazines. Wait. Okay, so can you say it again?
I'll read it out again.
Because I think there might be a clue here.
Instead of a typical pose to accentuate how you look, why not just carry a giant golden frame with you? This designer feels it's the best way to be camera ready is to have the frame on hand to speed up the process.
So the person wearing it, the model, or whatever, was carrying it.
It's almost like an accessory, I guess.
Accessory.
It's not. I didn't count like carrying things. Like a bag's still an accessory. This has got to be part of the outfit in some way every time.
I'm gonna say fake.
It's true.
Fuck.
Look at that, bro.
So is she carrying it?
It's part of it's like attached here and here. So when she lifts up her hands, it gives this like
damn it
frame. Bro, look at that.
Because I was thinking if you're carrying it, you're not gonna want to hold it all night. So because it's there, that makes sense.
Her hands are like in the middle, sort of thing.
That's so freaky, bro. Freaky.
Right, little story behind this.
Oh no,
what a better way to complement your look than with a massive gilded frame? Again, 2019 Met Gala had this star Tracy Ellis Ross with a Slinker Machino ground paired with an ornate frame that was apparently homage to Lorraine O'Grady.
All right, whatever that means.
Bro. My last one. You ready? So you've got 2 out of 4 so far.
Oh, it's not good, bro. It's not good.
The door's open, but again, I don't think I'll be particularly good at this. Right,
I don't know. You might be.
Last one. Why wear one hat when you can wear 4? This designer feels like the top hat was going out of fashion, therefore created a tower of top hats close to a meter tall.
A meter?
Close to a meter tall, it says.
4 top hats close to a meter tall.
Like a top hat on a top hat on a top hat on a top hat.
A meter. Oh, fuck. Oh, bro. Oh, no, I'm overthinking, bro. You're in my head. Okay, I need to not think about the finer details and just go with my gut. Do I think that is true? No, I think that's fake. Because how are they going to get through doorways? 4.
It's true. You'll see again. Look at that shit, man.
Yeah, go on, show me. That's
I don't know what her name
crazy,
is.
man.
I got a little bit of information on it. So, I mean, it's not even the weirdest part of her outfit, I'll be honest with you. She's got like a handbag, which is an eyeball. I didn't know what to go for here. Why wear one when you can wear many? Janelle Monáe attempted the Camp Notes on Fashion themed gala with this surrealist look by Christian Serrano that included a tower of top hats.
Oh my goodness. But my logic makes so much sense in my head. I was like, nah, can't be.
How can she get through a door?
Yeah. She must be tiny. Right, so I got 2 out of 5 there.
2 out of 5.
Pressure on me, big
Pressure
time.
on,
Oh, I
right.
don't even... Oh, no, man. All right, you ready?
What happens if we draw? We got like a
I think we both got to do
We'll
it
do an
one
egg
by one.
each.
No, like 2 each.
2 each.
Yeah, so we just have to get another 2 more, yeah.
Shit.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so mine, obviously yours is a lot around like red carpets, Met Galas. Mine's
mine was all
a
that.
variant
Oh,
of
okay,
each.
fair enough.
So could just be like a trend that happened, or
Yeah.
it could be an outfit that someone's worn.
Got you.
Okay. First one, hoodie trackies. This was an attempted trend during 2009 to 2011, where they got the vision of having a hoodie tied around your waist and turning it into actual trackies. They have an elastic cuff at the bottom, similar to like what you'd wear on a hoodie on a sleeve.
Yeah.
And the 2 arms obviously acts as the legs, but they're not arms, is what it says. And it was inspired by Justin Bieber's look around that era.
I'm so baffed. What the heck is that? So is a
If you have
hoodie.
any questions, I'll help you.
So it's a hoodie that can transform into tracksuit
No.
bottoms, or is it a hoodie that attaches to tracksuit bottoms?
So, you know, back in the day,
Yeah.
people used to tie their hoodies around their waist.
Yeah.
And they have it like flapping down.
Yeah.
It's that back
It's that
look
with trackies.
legs.
Wow. Okay.
If that makes sense.
Wow. Do you know what?
So what do you think?
I'm gonna say true.
Yeah? It's fake,
Is
my
it?
friend.
You came up with that yourself.
Rocking up the dome,
That's
bro.
insane. I didn't think you would have that sort of IQ play with this.
I was
Shit.
thinking, like, what could I sell?
That was good.
That's pretty cool,
That was
though,
good
isn't
from
it?
you.
Yeah.
That was good from you.
Right, so it's
Shit.
fake. Hoodie trackies are not real, my friend.
See, of course they're not real. What I'm talking
Okay,
about.
now we've got... This is an
man.
accessory, but it's part of the outfit.
Sure.
So, the microscopic designer bag. A luxury fashion house released a handbag so small it could barely hold a coin. It was designed to look like a classic structured purse. So it had all the handles, all the kind of like metal hardware and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it was like obviously tiny.
Oh God, that first
What
one
do you
rattled me, man.
This, mate, honestly, Battle of the Host does my head every time, man.
I feel like somebody would have once done it as like a iconic like red carpet thing. I'm gonna say true.
True?
Yeah.
You are right, my
Yes,
friend.
come on.
It was in fact Lizzo.
It was Lizzo.
I'll show you. Can you see that bag she's holding?
No, where is it? Oh my God.
It was at the American
That is
Music
hilarious.
Awards, which I think was hosted by like ABC or something like that.
I see.
Literally couldn't like. I don't even think it fits 1p in.
I mean, it is a look
It's
though, isn't it?
tiny.
Like, it's gonna make you
It's gonna
stand
draw
out.
your eye.
for
Yeah,
sure.
that's for sure. There we go.
What would you put in the bag if you fit anything? What would you be able to...
Paperclip, mate? No, not
Maybe a
even
couple
that.
of Tic Tacs to have midway through
Yeah,
the evening.
Tic Tac. Oh my God, that's a genius idea.
Tic Tac pot.
Shut up.
There you go, Tic Tac. That's an
Mini
idea
breath.
for your next box. At the fashion
I
box.
love that.
Next.
Yeah, so apparently it retailed for thousands despite being physically like unable to
That
carry
is
anything
mad.
practical. The whole concept was exclusivity over function, a flex piece rather than an obvious accessory that you could use.
I see.
Right.
Mad.
Going back into clothing again.
Gotcha.
That was my only accessory.
Okay, 1 point.
So we have invisible jeans. These were sold by a fashion brand as a high fashion statement piece where most of the denim fabric was removed. So you had the waist, and you had a few
The
bits,
lining,
tiny bits around the side.
I feel like
and the majority of the
seen
leg
this.
is exposed, obviously.
I'm pretty sure I've seen this.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. I think I've seen this.
You think you've seen it?
Yeah.
You're going to say true?
I'm gonna say true.
My friend, it is true.
Is it? Oh my! I forgot how it looks. Look at that. What on earth?
Horrendous, right?
That is insane.
Honestly.
What I thought originally when you were saying it was like just see-through trousers as like invisible. But when you said the jeans, something came up in my head about like seeing like lining around the outside, which is exactly what that is. That is
So,
such a stupid
The look
idea,
apparently
man.
was inspired from someone ripping jeans back in the days. You had the ripped jean look,
ripped knee,
but they just decided to rip it
whole
way
thing.
too much, essentially.
It's quite funny actually.
Yeah, madness. I can't believe that actually sold as an
No, I
item.
can't believe so either.
Right.
That was just like a Met Gala sort of thing as well, like a fashion show thing. Well, that was
No,
basically sold on
that's
their
like
website.
on retail. Yeah. Mental, right?
That's insane.
Absolutely mental.
Right, it's 2-2. So I've got
Yes.
2 more points. I've got to get
So
1.
now we're going into Met Gala.
Come on, come on.
So we have the meat dress. So the entire outfit,
Yeah,
from the hat
yeah.
to the boots,
Yeah.
were completely made from cuts of beef, raw cuts of beef. They even had like the strings around beef.
Yeah.
They had it around a boot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you've given me too much detail there, and I'm pretty sure this was either a Lady Gaga or Katy Perry
Yeah,
number.
mate.
Am I right? It's true.
It was too obvious. I knew it, but
You went
I
too
had to
obvious
put it
there,
in,
bro.
mate. I had to put
You
it
should have
in.
been more elusive there.
Crazy,
That is
mate.
Mad.
What on
What
earth?
is that?
Look, like actual string around the shoe and everything.
That is insane.
What?
Oh, it's a bit rancid as well. I'm not gonna
It's
lie.
very rancid, mate. Very rancid. Well, you've won now.
I've won. Go on, give me the last one. Let's just see if I can see when he
This
got
last one's funny as well.
Yeah.
So we got a celebrity
Mhm.
wore a diamond encrusted knee brace to the Met Gala. More of an accessory, I
Okay.
guess, in a sense. But she didn't have an injury. That was the like bizarre thing about it.
I was gonna say. Okay, I thought I would have. I'm gonna say true, but I would have said like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say true.
It's false.
It's false.
Yeah, that was my other
No
favourite one.
way!
Yeah.
Oh, well, you sold that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mate.
that's good.
Well, it doesn't matter, mate, because I'm
It doesn't
lost.
matter 'cause you lost.
I should have done. I
Right.
knew the meat one might have been too obvious.
The
I was
meat one
hoping
was
you'd get the
obvious,
little
bro.
bag wrong, but
No, that's probably the outfit that everyone knows about. It's the
yeah,
wildest
I
outfit
know.
of
I had
all
to put
time,
it in
isn't
though, of course. Mate.
You did, man.
Hilarious.
Right,
Let me
let's-
get a swig of water before this happens.
Let's do this.
No shells, please.
I'll do my best.
Oh no. Oh no. Wait, do we need a bucket?
Do you need a
What
bucket?
happened
mate?
last-
Do you want to go grab yourself
Last
a
time.
bucket?
No, I chucked it back in the cup. I'll do that.
Oh, then you drank it again.
Yeah. All right.
Here we go.
Protein, Jamie. Come on.
Oh
Fudge.
man, this is nasty.
Oh no, bro. Oh, bro. I think it's horrendous.
Yeah, lad. Oh man.
Oh, mate, my gut ain't feeling good either.
I'm so glad it's you.
I'm gonna.
I'll just done his
Oh shit.
Right, are you ready, people?
I shouldn't. Why do I smell it? There's
I
no
don't
need
know.
to smell it.
Just remember that it's going to have the second yolk. That's
Which
what
is
screwed
the
you up
tough
last
part,
time.
Yeah, so got to remember, like,
All right,
we just keep going.
just keep going. Go until it's gone.
No, bro.
Bro. In
It's traumatic.
3, 2, 1, back it.
There's a huge shell in there. I'm sorry.
Is it?
Yeah.
Where?
It's fine. I'm gonna back
You
it.
can back it. Oh, it's had to happen.
Oh, that's horrendous.
Have water, bro. Have water.
I don't know why I just held it in my mouth. I couldn't
Why
get
did
it
you
down.
hold it
I
in your
couldn't get it
mouth,
down,
bro?
and it just started tasting like rotten egg. And
Oh my god, we'll probably have to cut to black a second. You okay? I'll give you a second.
no, I feel sick,
A
bro.
quick shout out to our paid partnership, BetterHelp. When you go through moments like this in your life, a bit of trauma, a little bit of hardship, you're going to need to speak to a therapist like Jamie's going to need to do after this episode now. BetterHelp is an online therapy platform where you yourself can get in touch with a therapist in order to talk through your problems and your sort of solutions in life. It's easier than ever. You go online, you fill in a quick application form, and you're matched with a therapist. If you ever want to change your mind, it's easier than ever just to go on there and swap therapists. Convenience of doing it from your home, from your phone or your laptop. And you can use the code Suits and Sliders for 10% off your very first month with BetterHelp. You'll be helping us, and you'll also be helping yourself along with the grind. Now back to the man who needs a bit of therapy himself.
Yeah, please help us. Thank you.
Should we cut to a little bit of talking for the minute?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I need a chewing gum. Hello, guys. I am stinking of egg right now. I do have a chewing gum, so if you hear me chew, I do apologise. I don't know how good these mics are sometimes. But we are actually going to talk about our second business.
We are.
So the whole point of Suits and Sliders and our whole mantra, as you can see from our promo video, everything like that, is that you guys were going to follow us on our business journey. Mm-hmm. And now I believe it is time that we should reveal what it was and what we did
and where
we're at. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, it's been an interesting year up to now.
Yeah,
I think the main thing
100%.
that is, again, goes along with our whole sort of ethos is business it's not easy. It's not what the fake gurus sell in terms of we'll make you a millionaire by next Thursday. It's also not if you have a unique idea, everything's just going to fall into place. There's so many different cogs in a business that can make things sort of meet obstacles and create challenges and problems.
Yeah.
And we've spent the last year trying to overcome a bunch of them.
A lot of them.
And it all centers around a business that we'll get into really shortly. But the point is, what we're authentically about to show you is it hasn't gone like a success story that you typically read about in the paper. We're going to show you the real, honest, true failures that we've kind of gone through over the last year, but how we can adapt ourselves and how we've tried to get through it as the year has gone on.
And I think it is important. And if you do take any lessons from what we tell you, like brilliant, implement them in your own business and maybe avoid the failures that we have experienced throughout.
Exactly. So shall we get into it?
Yeah, why not, mate?
So the business is called Linteum Signature.
And Linteum is Latin for linen, if you did not know.
Exactly, which leads me into telling you a little bit about it. So we had this idea back in the day to jump on a very trendable, a very sort of mass market industry, which was the clothing industry.
Yeah.
We were going to make our own unique sort of avenue in finding a clothing brand which we thought worked with not only our morals, what we wanted to create out of the world, but what we could find wasn't really doing too well in the market at the time. Something that we felt like was still needed.
We felt like there was a niche and a gap in particular between the premium quality and also the very cheap and accessible quality.
100%.
So we felt that when it came to particular linen garments, there wasn't actually a staple linen company that exclusively sold linen garments only. And then when we did look at like the more expensive end when it came to linen stuff, like we're probably talking the Charles Tyrwhitts of the world, Ralph Lauren's,
Tommy Hilfigers,
and then maybe on the cheaper scale you've got like your ASOS,
a couple in Zara,
like
maybe
Zara's,
lower,
maybe
okay.
But like there was no sweet middle point,
No.
And that's where we thought we could really be the unique company that sells only linen, but for affordable pricing, but still at a very good quality. And we weren't going to go down this cheap sort of unsustainable route. We wanted to really bring a huge sustainable element to it because we understood sustainability was also a huge trend and still is today.
Exactly. We understand that a lot of these influencer brands that are coming out now, Mr. Beast being a really clear example when it comes to Feastables, they go into an industry and they see some of the arching issues with it, which, for example, in his avenue was like cocoa farms having like loads of like child labor and stuff. And when we were looking at our industry, when it came to the clothing brand, we were seeing that there were loads of sort of unethical processing, loads of manufacturing issues. People were sourcing materials from countries which didn't have the same sort of ethical, moral standards that we wanted to make sure that we had teed up for the brand that we wanted to create. And so it brought upon this idea of creating a brand new pure linen, pure luxury, that was going to be our quote, clothing brand which offered sustainable, breathable, healthy linen garments and accessories in a way that would market to a couple of different audience members.
Because so when Ollie says healthy, it was because there were health benefits associated with pure linen garments that allowed people maybe with a few skin. What would you say?
So
Skin,
it's a
skin
hypoallergenic
issues or something
material,
like that?
so it means that it's less itchy on the
Yeah,
skin.
so like
it's
if
more
you had
breathable, more
eczema, stuff like that,
moisturising.
you wouldn't worry about wearing it. You can wear it to bed. It actually helps you as well.
Yeah.
Hence why you do sleep with like linen
Sheets.
duvets and pillows and all that stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. And the other sort of angles that we were coming at, we understand that something that's been picking up momentum over the last couple of years in fashion, from our perspective, was this sort of old money look, this sort of vintage brought modern styling that was coming about. And we saw that there was obviously the prim and proper types. You saw all the sort of videos on Instagram where it was somebody driving a sort of old classic Jag and they were wearing the linen shirt. And we saw that these videos were blowing up as well. They were hitting sort of 100k views and likes every single day. And so we wanted to find a way in which we could take that style, make it affordable, and then offer it at a sort of exclusivity way to an audience.
Because like that Italian style is quite a big thing right now. You see it as well, like with the Birkenstocks, and then you have the shorts, and then the linen top. That's kind of what we were seeing a lot of. So we thought we'd try go down that route. And as we said, like Zara's probably offering something for 20, 30 pounds. Ralph Lauren's like 200 plus.
Yeah.
We wanted to find that 50, maybe 70 range.
Exactly. Now, another side of it as well for us was knowing that sustainability has been so forthcoming in other industries, like the car industry, like the food industry with veganism,
and the clothing industry.
The clothing industry has been picking it up massively. So we wanted to make sure that we got ourselves in a lane where it was purely linen clothing. And it's very, very rare that you find a clothing brand that doesn't specify on the material. It only ever specifies on the garment. So you, for example, find clothing brands that are just hoodie brands, or shirt brands like Charles Twight and stuff. Whereas we were going to go, oh no, what we're going to angle ourselves at is being a linen brand, which opens our scale for product dimensions to anything and everything that we can make purely linen, both accessories as well as apparel.
I think we should send it now into our Spenny or Penny, where we actually show off what we got from our samples. And then from there, we'll tell them kind of how it went so badly.
I reckon so.
Let's do it.
So, welcome to Spenny or Penny. You'll notice that we don't have the blindfolds on this time because it's a bit of a unique one. We're going to look at some of the garments that we got sent from our sampling stages and show you what the sort of more expensive MOQs were costing us, what the cheaper MOQs were costing us with the samples. But before we do, a little bit about the industry as a whole, just so that people can understand the element of what we were going
and the reason why we probably went for these as well.
Yeah, I mean, the global fashion market has been growing more and more each year. So the UK alone has estimated £8.72 billion in revenue in this market by 2029. Eco-conscious consumerism is at a significant high point. A couple of stats out of that: 67% have been growing demand for sustainable fashion. So 67% of consumers prioritize eco-friendly clothing, such as linen brands. You've got 72% of consumers demanding transparent supply chains now. This has been a big thing when it comes to certain companies being under scrutiny, such as ASOS and other companies, and Nike and other ones like that. And then finally, another stat is 58% of luxury consumers are willing to pay more for items that are limited edition.
Exactly.
So one of the ideas that we had was to do almost like a Supreme style collection drop, where every couple of months, every couple of weeks, depending on what sort of demand we were seeing from our audience, we could put out 100 shirts or 200 hats and do a quick sellout sort of speed run, so that we were always working in a way which we weren't over promising our sort of supply chain, but we were also delivering what we could with the time that we had free.
Yeah, definitely. And
so
I think,
and
that's why we've ultimately gone for these as well, because we had to get a certain size of, I guess, quantity. They have the MOQs that you have to hit for some like manufacturers out there. And then we also decided that we wanted an accessory on top of having a male shirt and a female shirt.
For sure.
So yeah, let's get into it, my friends. So to break it down, we'll tell you a bit about our costings as well, and like how much these samples did cost us. And you can have a look at some of them, because
some of this is insane.
It's crazy. So this will start with the kind of more... Is this the yellowy one? Okay, cool.
It wasn't meant to be yellow. We'll start there, shall we?
So these samples originally, the first batch, because we got multiple batches, we spoke to multiple manufacturers as well, and these were the guys that we felt were the best out of all our communications, stuff like that.
Definitely.
So this first batch, the sample cost us £233.72p.
Excellent.
And that was for a male shirt, a female shirt, and a bucket hat.
A bucket hat, yes.
So do you wanna like explain what we originally thought, how it went, what we thought was good, bad.
I mean, so initially, what we struggled with, and I'll say that this was kind of one of the things that we both tried to figure out at the start, was how to come over some of the communication barriers.
Yeah, so this was a Chinese manufacturer that.
So Chinese manufacturer. So we wanted to get ones into Europe and externally and see what the differences were offering, but making sure throughout that any company we did work with had signed documents that showed a certification for certain ethical practices and
100%.
standards across the board.
But also we wanted to get a feel for perhaps a cheaper item versus a more expensive item and see how vastly different the feel and everything was.
Exactly. So this is one of the women's shirts. You can see we kind of went for a bit of a like a tapered shirt, something that was sort of nicely long fitting. And what we received, and we also had a cool little idea for branding underneath the collar, something that was subtle because we know a lot of people are wearing unbranded stuff nowadays. So a bit of a subtle Lintem signature under the collar was something that we really liked the idea of. Now what was received, unfortunately, a couple of the main standout issues from this was it was far too yellow. We asked for either sort of a really nice ivory or just plain white, and what came through is these, and this is how it came originally, it's not been stained since. The buttons also were really flimsy. They were falling off on our first sort of try-ons of these items, which just, it's not suitable. And then the last thing was really some of the sizings when it came to this. These were the best out of the bunch of sizings. We'll get into a bit more shortly about the other ones, but still just really tight over the shoulders, and sometimes the arms were really tight and you could barely get your arm through the sleeve. So a little bit disappointing there.
Yeah, especially where we went for like a medium size in the women's space. So like we got people who wore medium to try them on, all different kind of body shapes and sizes. And like it didn't actually fit on anyone, it really which was the craziest thing about it. And then we went for the bucket hat.
The bucket hat.
So as you can see, oh, demo, lovely little model.
Do you know what? I'll say it off the bat, and I don't know if you people at home agree or disagree, but this was my favourite part of the samples that we got.
Yeah, big time.
There was one really big issue with it, though.
Major flaw.
Do you want to say what it is?
We asked, obviously, everything to be 100% linen. This is not 100% linen.
This is 100% cotton. They just completely ignored our request and the whole idea behind Lintem signature and made a really nice, stylish cotton bucket hat.
Yeah.
And when we saw this, we were like, that is exactly what we were after, especially with the branding, with the shape, with the fit, with the style. But then I said to you when we first got it, I went, is this really linen? And you were like, I don't know.
We didn't know because we never had a linen bucket hat. Exactly. But the whole point why we went for linen is because it's a sustainable resource. It's made from flax seeds. And that means that we can, like, if there was to be a shortage anywhere, like, we can pick them from around the world. It's not a major issue.
Yeah, you've got linen should always be supplied. In Portugal, Lithuania, Turkey, like loads of these different places have massive flaxseed farms where they can make this in surplus throughout the whole year because there's different parts across the equator, so on and so forth. There's a bunch of science behind it.
Well, you did so much research
behind it.
Then we get one of these, and we paid for this. Like, unfortunately, you have to pay for it to see what you're going to get.
Yeah.
And then we obviously went back to them. We complained. We said, this is not what we asked for. We sent them all our tech decks, everything like that. Yeah. And then they said, fine, we're really sorry. We understand. We're going to send you a new lot, but it's going to still cost you.
This is the thing. And one other thing I'll say at this point is you'd assume when you buy like a hat from a shop or a shirt from the shop, it will be whatever the cost price is. And yeah, that does come to it when you're buying something as a consumer. When you're buying a sample, because they have to either create certain templates or they have to create certain embroidery patterns for the first time, this price skyrockets. So for example, with that hat, which would have only cost maybe like £8 or £9 in terms of how much to create the products after we put the bulk order in, as a sample costs £50. And so you're seeing it almost quadruples, like quintuples in price just to be able to buy the sample.
And you're never going to get the first batch right. And we knew that as well. Yeah. Anyway, so we ended up paying £43.61.
We did.
For the next batch. Because they got it so wrong, they were like, you just have to cover the shipping fees. That's it.
Yeah.
So the next batch that came through, in my opinion...
you can see how many shirts we were going through trying to make this work.
In my opinion, the next batch that came through was worse than the original.
Hilariously bad. I don't know if it's... I don't think it's that one. I think it's this one. The issues with this... I think this is the men's shirt. The men's shirt actually wasn't too bad when we first got it. The problem being was... Yeah, it is this one because it's got the same sort of branding. Yeah. The problem was the sizings. The The sizings were just
So off.
insane.
Yeah.
So insane. And they were so vastly different to the first. So when we went back to them after the first, we said, here are the issues. One, there were sort of stains. There was blue stains for cut marks on the shirts. There was all these other little issues that we were finding.
Yeah.
And we wanted to change the colour of the shirt, etc., etc. At no point do we mention the overall like main bulk sizings, aside from maybe the diameter of the sleeves, and that was about it. Needed to change.
Yeah.
And what we got sent was just
Completely different.
Completely different. It was almost
Completely
like a fit of
different
bloody
dimension.
animal rather
It's
than
mental.
us.
And like the beauty of it's not the beauty. The disappointing thing of all of this is it takes an age.
Look at the size of that.
Yeah, it's massive, and that's a medium.
You see
by
that?
the way.
This is as long as like a science
It's a lab
jacket.
coat.
It's a
yeah.
lab coat. It's just embarrassing.
But like the issue with all of this is it takes time, the communication, everything, the delivery, the shipping.
Yeah.
So the more and more we were waiting, the more and more is eating into our like deadline that we had in our head.
Yeah, honestly, it was heartbreaking stuff.
And then I think which one was?
I think it was this one.
That one.
Yeah,
that came
this
through.
one.
So then
This one came through next in terms of the bucket hats for us, which yes is now linen, but
it looks so
I mean,
different.
just look at it. Like, put yours on and put mine on. Tom can flip between the two of us. It's just like it's a world apart. And
You can see how one fits and one doesn't fit, and we didn't know what was going on with it and like why it was wrong.
Yeah,
and obviously that's probably a flaw on our behalf because we're not in the fashion industry.
but
We
here's
don't
something-
understand it
yeah.
to a massive extent.
you're entirely right. But one thing I will say is when I was looking obviously at how we can start a clothing brand, and we were looking at all the different stages. I spoke to a couple of people who'd done like fashion degrees, and I was like, what does it take when you have to go to a manufacturer? And everyone was saying this one thing: tech packs, tech packs, tech packs.
Yeah.
They were going, you have to create these things called tech packs where you create all the materials, the sizes, the cuts of the sort of shapes, so everything from the collar to the sleeve size, you do everything, what kind of buttons you want, how you want the stitching to happen. This whole massive sort of 17-page document, even down to the point of you want them to fold it in a certain way to place it in the bag. There's everything in this tech pack. Nevertheless, so I create this tech pack, we cross-check it, we send it to a few people to see if they think it looks about right. I compare it to loads of other tech packs online by manufacturers that have got good garments that are out and about. And then we send it to these people and they start sending us all these weird sizes and the tech pack never changed.
No.
And I was like, outside, even if the tech pack was potentially slightly wrong, which we saw there was one or two things that maybe could be corrected by an inch or so, outside of that, if these people are manufacturing shirts and hats all the time, which we checked that they were doing apparel items beforehand, they should know the general sizings of people anyway.
You'd think.
And I was just like, how can they be getting this so fucking wrong?
Yeah, you'd think. And that leads us on to our next sample that we found. So we actually spent a bit more on this one. It was £288 originally.
This was a lot more.
A lot more. And these guys were, I believe they were more European based, right? So it was closer to home. We thought, oh, that's ideal. They had a person in the UK who was like basically their spokesman for them, which was ideal. Not far
really
either, so we could meet him. We thought we could go see the manufacturing shops, everything like that. Originally, when it came back, we were like reasonably impressed, I'd say.
I was really, and when it came to the communication point, one thing that was really impressive is he very much took the steamrolling on saying, okay, you want eco-friendliness, we're going to use these buttons, this material, this sort of styling for dyeing the equipment and dyeing the clothes themselves. I was there, I was taken aback. I was like, this is exactly what we've been looking for. And then it just went downhill really quickly. We put in the sample order and we were like, okay, the cost price is a lot more than the other one. This one said, I think they were based between Portugal and Ireland. They worked between the two there.
Yeah.
And we were kind of like, okay, brilliant. Let's see what they can offer. So we pay for the samples. And have you got the cost pricing there?
I've got the cost pricing for all of them, actually. So, because we looked at lots of different manufacturers. So I believe these people, we had a men's shirt going for £39.50. And the woman's at £37.50.
Which would have meant that our margins dropped probably from about 60% profit margins to about 20% profit margins.
But we were willing to make it work if we got the right product.
Yeah.
However, as we went on and time went on and things got delayed, all of a sudden prices are going up and
prices were going up
and
up.
We couldn't explain why they were going up. We didn't really get an explanation as to why either.
We didn't, no.
It was more like, oh, it's just because the market's gone up, so we've had to price them up now.
Yeah.
And that basically priced us out of making Linteum.
It very much did. But also what kind of shocked us was the communication was excellent, but everything else just showed signs of a lack of effort. When the first delivery came, we can probably pop the picture up.
Yeah.
I'll show you the box that it came in. Bear in mind, you're paying hundreds and hundreds of pounds for samples. And what came in this sort of 6-inch by 4-inch little box crammed these shirts into the brim, not folded, crammed into the brim. And I was like, I looked at this and I was like, surely that can't be the. I thought maybe that was the bucket hat.
Yeah.
And we were going to get the shirts in the future.
Yeah.
And then we popped it open and I was like, well, that's disappointing.
And in comparison to one of our other samples that we got, which is in a nice tote bag kind of
thing. That was the thing, the cheaper one, it was done really nicely in a really nice bag, like sort of, it had like sheets in it. It was put in plastic wrap and stuff. We were like, that looked much more professional. I was so disappointed.
Yeah. And then basically this ended up going all the way through until summer, November time as well last year. And then we just felt like we were banging our heads against a wall.
100%.
We then went out to the market. We kept looking for new manufacturers, kept getting in conversations, asking for their price points, their MOQs, and everything was just pricing us well out the water.
It was.
And unfortunately, that meant that we probably had to put this on the back burner because we couldn't find anything. In fact, we did order another sample from another company and it ended up in the wrong place, and we still haven't got it to date.
Never came to us.
And that was something we ordered back in early November. It was supposed to come early December, and now it's
a couple months later and it's still not shown. Here's another really embarrassing one from the most. Bear in mind, you've seen the other two bucket hats. This was the one from the most expensive manufacturer.
Oh my goodness!
What the? I can't even. I can't.
It's more like a little cricket hat going on there.
It's like a gardening hat. That's how I've always seen it. I'm like, honestly, when I saw this, I was seething. I was so bloody angry.
I know, mate. It was very frustrating.
It's just like, it's horror. It's actually horror.
It is. But like, this is the brutal, honest truth. Like, we're showing you everything. We've told you about the breakdowns, told you about the costings. In the end, like when we were trying to price our shirts and everything like that, we actually ended up on a loss because you've got to bear in mind the packaging, the shipping, all the intricate details of like a label, the woven labels, whatever it may be. All of that adds up. And in the end, because these were so expensive, we were at a loss. And we were just like scratching our heads going, we don't want to go any higher than what we've priced it at. Because it's just no one's going to want to buy it.
Either. We were doing reasonable ones. And we said that we would scale as we grew. And so the cost prices shouldn't have been something that was wildly different to what they were offering other people. I think one thing that we came to establish further down the line, and this is what I will say for anybody who wants to start a clothing brand and speak to manufacturers, the most expensive sample came through from a gentleman who we found out after the fact was almost like a third-party provider. So he connects you with people overseas that can use certain manufacturers. So he's doing like pricing. A 20% bump up in pricing for himself and taking that as a cut himself. And so chances are we probably could have got the samples for a lot less. So if you are looking to sort of source sampling, make sure you're speaking directly to the manufacturer because you'll just 100%. Literally wipe your profits out by getting these third-party people involved.
Probably naive point from us was we thought we could do this by summer and get it all ready and give us like 1 year when realistically it's been almost 2 years now since we really planned this and wanted to go ahead with it and we're not going to be ready for summer at all. So
not at all.
I think you need to understand that if you are thinking about a clothing business or in the clothing industry, it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of things, hard work that you won't see behind the scenes.
You will. I think what I've seen from other sorts, and look at this one with the bloody collar. What is that?
Mate.
When this stuff was coming through, we were honestly having to laugh just to avoid crying. The actual size of this, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it probably wouldn't fit Ping if he was still alive. It's that tiny. It's like, just stupid.
The thing is, we went back and forth. We thought we had the messaging clear. We thought they understood it all. Yeah. And then the second sample batch comes through, and then the third, and then the fourth. And then you're just like, how are they not getting it? We're just blowing money at this rate. Like, they're just making money out of us for nothing.
Exactly. And we had loads of other things ready to go. We got such a plan together for the marketing, such a plan together for the website, such a plan together for every facet of the company ready to go the second we had the right samples. And there's been people out there who say the best way to start a clothing brand or to start any brand is to create some concept pictures, put it online, offer pre-sale. We've spoken about this before. Like offering a pre-sale for a product is sometimes a really good way to see if you've got the market there ready to go. issue is,
dangerous.
if you do a pre-sale and then you say it's going to be delivered by summertime, if we were to have promised that, we'd currently be giving hundreds and thousands of pounds worth of refunds back to people because we're no closer to having an actual example of what we wanted to create in the first place. So this is what I'm going to say. If you're going to go down the avenue of pre-sales, at least make sure that you've probably got a prototype that works. Not necessarily samples that are in, but a really solid prototype which you can then go, okay, I just need to make this again. Because you'll bucket yourself if not.
Yeah, big time. I think it's a huge lesson for us to learn. Like, we didn't really understand the market. We gave it a shot. We understood a bit more about manufacturing, how it all works. But ultimately, like, we just did not prioritize the right things.
No.
Or put in the correct timelines. And we got stung for it a little bit.
We certainly did. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that this is the end of the road for Linteum. We're going to talk a little bit more later in the episode about avenues that this can kind of get reinvigorated, take a different angle, and potentially come through. But this is just a good example of how sampling stages, when it comes to the Spenny or Penny, can really impact your business.
And I'll tell you what, if you are out there listening and you can make things like this yourself or have a brilliant contact, please get out and reach out to us. Because, like, we're looking to do this. Like, we generally have a full proof business plan. We have the idea, we just don't have the actual product.
Neither of us can make any clothes for the life of us. We'd love to say that we can,
and we don't have the time.
But we can't. We don't have the time nor the energy. But what we do have the time and energy for is to get this brand off the ground. And we can. We just need somebody who can provide proper samples. And I mean, now you know our cost prices. So, God, if you think that you can make a good profit there, let us know. I'm game to hear it. I really am. Anyway, shall we get back into the talking points for the episode?
Yeah, let's do it. Well, if you know us and you know Suits and Sliders, we never end on a dull moment.
We don't.
So, if we end up getting 10, 100, whatever money we can scratch out of this card, it will go towards our next business venture.
Maybe dig us out a bit of the hole that you
could do. Do you want to kick us off, or do you want me to go first?
Okay. I've got a 10, 1,000, and a blue 2. Oof. I've got a 50, a 20, and a blue 2. I've got 1,000, and a 50. And then I've got a roll. Oh, must took the camera out.
That's pretty cool, man.
3D effects for that lot. They shoot themselves.
Right, my friend. I got a 10,000.
I'll take that.
1,000.
That would just about dig us out of the hole.
1,000.
Yeah.
A £10.
Okay.
A £50.
Okay.
Another £50.
Okay.
A £20. And 2 2s. And then I got
Shit.
a suitcase. Hold on.
Go on, you got this. Hey, not bad. Anyway, so
yeah, well, I'm going to kind of like, obviously, following on from what we've just spoken about, to kind of briefly summarize, the reality that we found was a lot of companies out there, the MOQs were way too high in reality for what we were going for.
Yeah.
Like extortionately high, which would have meant that we should have had like 70, 80, 100k to like save up just to spend on MOQs alone.
Yeah.
Which is mental, to say the least. The other thing that we noticed was the quality of inconsistencies. We were having that all the time in little nuances, like the buttons, the staining, like where's staining
people
coming
put
from?
like blue markers on shirts where they're going to make cut points, and sometimes they'll just leave the blue stains they put on shirts, especially when it's a white shirt or an ivory shirt.
Yeah,
don't leave the blue stains there for colour. Use a different colour, or use a different way to mark it up.
What we also noticed, obviously we spoke about the dimensions changing a little bit, but also the fabric actually changed slightly as well, which was really strange
different
to us.
Densities, GSMs.
Precisely. The shipping delays as well, as we alluded to, just pushed back our timeline. That was probably the biggest frustration, because we were like, can you get this out to us by this date? Yeah, all good. Oh, sorry, we experienced a few delays, and it just gets delayed. That was very frustrating. And I think...
Go on.
Oh, go on.
I was just going to say, even going back a couple of steps, like, I know we've mentioned there about the samples that we received and the sample and the manufacturers we reached out to. The actual process of finding a reliable manufacturer in the first place took us, and I'm not kidding when I say this, like weeks of work, and I like hours every day for weeks and weeks and weeks, trying to just find it. And like, you can use the search engines. You can use AI to try and help you find and source it. AI is not very good at that because it can't really do the information. So we're just having to go through the search engines and find it ourselves. And yes, you can type in linen manufacturer and a bunch pop up, but a lot of them do just the fabric. So they don't do cuts like apparel items. They just do
found a lot
batches
of that as well.
The amount of calls I had where at the end they go, oh no, we don't actually do clothing. We'll just send you the fabric. I'm like, I don't need the fabric, you idiots. I need the actual clothes. And so the fabric, that's what you're meeting quite a lot of the time. And then you're meeting people who don't want to send you their credentials for like eco-friendliness and like
because they don't have any
sourcing and stuff. So they don't have any, which is really tough. That cuts away another 20% of you people. Then you talk about the ones that are left, of the sort of 5-10% that are left. A bunch of them have very poor communication skills. So they just don't respond to you. They don't email you back. Or if you do have a call with them, they're just nodding their head saying yes. And they have no idea what you're talking about.
And all of the other guys are the big manufacturers who probably manufacture for the likes of Ralph Lauren, etc. Yeah. So there's no need for them to go for a small MOQ in comparison to probably what they're ordering.
And the thing is, they don't have the reachable websites to reach out to them. They're always sort of done under the cut. They've got their own sources to find people. You can't just go on Alibaba and find these people.
And that is the brutal truth as well. Like, we're not a Zara or anything like that, so we're gonna get the worst pricing possible. We're gonna get outpriced by a lot of these people. We're gonna be their bottom priority in most cases if they already have customers. We're also going to get those longer delays if needed because they can just push us back, and it's a lot more of a higher risk for them to actually go with us because it's not necessarily business right away, which it makes sense, but it's brutal if you are just trying to start up in that space.
It's the reliance on others, I think, which was what we found was the most frustrating part. You could be the best entrepreneur in the world. You really could. And you could sit there and you could have the best idea in the world, the best like business plan in the world. But if you need to lean on anybody else, it is one of those things where you run the race at the pace of the slowest person. And if somebody in your chain is dragging the heels, has got the anchor out and they're not moving anywhere, you're not going to move anywhere. You could be bloody Elon Musk, you could be Jeff Bezos, you could be Mark Zuckerberg. But if you've got somebody in the chain that just doesn't move, and that's reliant on your product, especially something like a clothing brand, you're not going anywhere. So you need to get that chain tied up to a T, which you can't always control. And you need to do the research into that when you're producing your business plan, which we probably fell a bit short on.
Yeah, and I think we didn't realize to the extent how hard the fashion industry is. Like, if you break it down, you have to pay up front. You have to sell later as well once all the products come through. You got to make sure the sizing all works and the design and the quality, everything like that. You got to hope people actually click on your website and buy the actual garment that you're looking to sell. And if they don't, you're essentially just storing fabric, which is currently what we're doing.
Currently what we do. I've got literally 18 mid-sized random shirts like sat.
You know what? If we blow up Suits and Sliders or whatever in the future, we can auction them off, man.
Yeah, that's go back to your first draft business plan. From back in the day.
Exactly. But
if you want a shirt, let us know. We will sell it to somebody in the comments if you give us a good enough price.
Very good money. Very good shirt.
Very good price.
Right. But yeah, like ultimately, if you are thinking about going into the fashion industry, please take this as a learning curve for you guys. Like, we've experienced all these trials and tribulations. Write these down, try avoid them if you can, and just know that there's a lot of prep that goes into it. And that's probably the most frustrating part for us, 100%. Is the weeks and hours months that we put into this to fall short just when it comes to sampling.
And it hurts like your heart at the end of the day, because you put all these hours into it, you believe in the model working so well, you can see the vision of it, and because, as I said about that chain link like coming down,
you just got that blocker.
You spend like days and days, just the emotional side that you invest into a business falls away. And we've always said from the off, you've got to be emotionally passionate about a business that you create, because you're not going to wake up at 6 in the morning to fill orders. You're not going to stay awake till 2 in the morning to be able to call a manufacturer if there's an issue. You need to have passion to be able to organize something that you're going to grow and spend a lot of time on. And we were losing our passion out of
definitely. And I think we probably initially bit off more than we could chew with Suits and Sliders running alongside it. We've seen the success, the small success that we've had from Suits and Sliders, but the enjoyment, the fulfillment that we're getting out of it is far greater than what we were receiving from emails saying we're delayed, or the packaging come through and it's just not there, or it's wrong, and the stains. I feel like then we just started to look at it and go, it's actually not worth our time anymore. Like, realistically, if we could invest the time we're putting into Suits and Sliders, we would be able to grow this a little bit more and faster.
100%. One other thing I'll say, you mentioned before about people if they want to buy a garment or whatever, but if you know a solution to the problems that we're having, and you might have your own little clothing brand or experience in the fashion industry, and you're going, well, they haven't tried this yet, let us know.
Yeah.
Please.
Or honestly, if you believe in the idea and you're like, you think it's a fantastic like core concept, feel free to like drop us an email and then like let us know if you want to come join the team. Maybe you can take some of the slack that we're not picking up on and help us drive the business.
Certainly. But as another avenue to try and see if we can figure out our own way to move forward, we have got another banger segment. As always, you love this one. We're getting into it at 5 Minute Millionaires.
Let's go.
Right, we're into 5 Minute Millionaires. We are thinking of an imaginative, creative, innovative way to bring our company from
rebirth it
of hell where it sits currently into the limelight. So let's get
the trusty timer out.
5 minutes later.
Right, we are done.
We're
Put your
done.
pens down. Put your pens down.
Down, bro.
Right.
Shall we reveal on 3?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
Lintaeum
signature.
signature.
I think it's the first and only time we'll ever say the same company name for a 5 Minute Millionaires. Do you want to go first or me to go first?
I've got kind of like 2 because I feel like there's a major flaw in my first one.
Well, let's go for your first one, then I'll go, then you can give me a better one.
Sweet. So I've gone, obviously, for the Founders Club Lintaeum signature section.
Okay.
Strategy is to sell the 100 shirts that we currently will be getting. That includes the sampling sizes. We want to make it purely exclusive, very, very scarce drop. We scrap the other bucket hats. We have 100 shirts only, some female, some male.
Yeah.
And we just go for that. We build a little waiting list. And then this is where it kind of got bad. And I was like, oh, shit. Because we spoke about it. It makes us have a deadline, which is a bad thing in my eyes. So then I came into my second one.
Okay.
So I scrapped that halfway through and started writing my second one.
See.
So another way would be to outsource. Okay. So this is to build a team of aspiring entrepreneurs within the clothing space and give them the keys to Lintaeum.
Ooh, that's
so
a cool
the business
idea.
plan, we have the costings, we have the website, we have all of that ready to go. We have the idea, the vision, everything, not the execution. And that's what we're lacking. So if we find I'm talking 3-4 business entrepreneurs within the clothing space, and we go, here's some equity, here's some shares in the business. It's now your baby as much as it is ours. There's the business plan. Do your worst.
I do like it.
See what happens.
Not a bad idea.
So that was my overall main thing there.
I had 2 ideas as well.
Yeah.
So I'll say my first one. My first one, similar to yourself, I went down the avenue of just reinventing Lintaeum's signature in a different way.
Yeah.
And my idea was, our main issues have been around the supply chain because we focus purely on pure linen. And I don't want to necessarily lean too far out of the sustainability.
Yeah.
But I feel like the only way a company like this can work nowadays, from the example that we've seen, is having a mix.
Yeah.
And so if we lean out of the Lintaeum and we lean into the signature. So here was my initial idea. It doesn't work, so I've got another one. But anyway,
I love how we both originally wrote one. I was like, but it's going to have the same problems as what we had before.
So Lintaeum signature is evolving from a pure linen luxury brand into limited edition wearable art, right? We produce premium cotton/linen blend shirts collaborated with artists from around the world to create exclusive drops, like graphic tees, but almost like stylized. So each design, we make 100 pieces only. We limit them by the artist's signature. So the artist puts their own print on it. So we reach out to artists around the UK who aren't like major, but have got like somewhere between 5 and 10k followers. We let them do their own graphic shirt, this like mixed with the pure linen, and then we do no restocks, no reprints. It goes exclusively out to 100 people because you've already got their sort of customer base. And the way that we'll do it is we create a flat bar to say every shirt costs us, let's say, £60 cost per unit, and then the artist themselves can create whatever on top of that they feel like the price of the shirt should be worth, depending on the exclusivity of the art piece, and we split the profits over £60 50-50. So that was my idea, but then I was like, I'm just diving straight back into having a chaotic process that probably has more cogs spinning that aren't going to work.
Yeah, because you got to get the only issue is you got to get the artist, and it
Yes.
depends what you classify as a good artist. So
Yeah.
obviously, initial drop,
Yeah.
you want a big artist.
Yeah.
I don't know any big artists.
Exactly. No, exactly. So
I
that
can
was
draw
the first
something
idea.
if you want me to.
No, definitely not. So the backup plan was to either, this kind of works two ways, either one, take each shirt, right? We'll find the size, we'll build a size guide for each shirt.
wait.
And then,
I just had a mad idea when you said take each shirt. I thought you were going to say stitch them together and put them on like some animal.
for the new
Don't
set.
know why that came like an elephant wearing all that
Could you
lynch.
imagine? No, the idea is to say to take each shirt, find out what the actual size of the shirt is, because we don't even really know at the moment.
I
And
don't know
we'll
anyone
post
who
it
fits
on our
that.
Suits and Sliders.
Yeah.
And we'll say to 8 or 10, I don't know how many. I
Oh
think
my
we've got
god,
10.
like Cinderella.
10 people get to have, like, if they fit the shirt, and
Cinderella.
they want to pay for it, they buy it, and they get an exclusive plaque that says Suits and Sliders first failed business of many. And we just
Mental.
sell it to our Suits and Sliders crowd that have seen
Does
us
the shoe
go through this
fit?
process.
Yeah, I love
So
that.
that in 10, 20 years, when we have loads of successful businesses, there'll be 10 exclusive shirts out there,
Just
which are our
wandering
first
around the
failed
world.
business.
Yeah.
So that was my idea there.
Yeah, I like it. I think that has legs in the future when
I think
Suits
so.
and Sliders pops, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. But my idea is if there's, 10 shirts, if there's 10 hardcore, I don't know, Patreoners maybe, or 10
Yeah.
hardcore subscribers, that they're there, like, we can see these lads blowing up
But
in
you've got
business
to
one day.
genuinely wear it, though, in my opinion.
I don't know, like, sometimes I would buy,
That'd
like,
be sick. Just repping out, like, what's that?
especially the
And
bucket
you'd be like,
hat.
oh, Suits and
The
Sliders
bucket hat would
first
be
failed
cool.
one. Yeah, the bucket hat.
Like-
we got to keep, actually, one of
But
them.
there's going to be like OG, like, I don't know, Michael
Yeah,
Jordan
yeah,
or
I know
Kobe
what
stuff
you
that
mean,
people
yeah,
buy that doesn't
yeah,
fit
yeah,
them, that
yeah.
they just have from day one. And I feel like that could be one of our day one
Yeah,
items.
definitely,
Comes with a little
definitely.
authenticity like plaque with it.
Good old first
Couple of
draft
scratch cards
kicking in
for-
there.
Yeah, kind of. So yeah, that was my idea.
There we go. So if we can't find any business entrepreneurs, we will go and sell them off
We
as
will.
our first drafts.
Certainly.
There we go.
Let us know which one you think's best. Let us know if you want to be part of
Yeah,
the Lintail
definitely.
Signature rebirth. If you feel like you've got a passion
I
in
think
the
that
clothing brand
outsourcing
industry,
is a genuine thing that we'd be
could build
really,
like an Avengers team
yeah.
of people that want
But
to
we
make a
we
company.
definitely consider it big time.
And we do the investment side of it because
Yeah.
we built that all together already.
Precisely.
We already got investors. We already did all the hard graft. It's just the manufacturing. It's insane.
Precisely.
Right. Well, should we take it straight into an outro?
Yeah.
It's been one hell of an episode, everybody, at episode 51 of Suits and
Massive,
Sliders.
mate.
We've got one episode left of the season.
We
It's
do.
going to be huge, so you have to hit that subscribe button so you come back
We're
for
also
it.
going to tell you a lot about what our next venture is going to be.
Yes.
And how
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
kind of changing the mantra or ethos of Suits and Sliders a little bit.
Learning from our mistakes as well,
We
of
are.
course. Learning from our mistakes.
So this is the beauty of Suits and Sliders, and this is why we do this as well. So we really want to be open and transparent and honest with you guys.
Yeah.
And that is 51 in a nutshell.
It is.
And then 52, we'll look back at our year in happiness, hopefully.
Exactly. You never know, when Lintail's a huge brand, this episode could pop off.
It could pop,
You
mate.
never ever know. Hit that like button, get in the comments, let us know your thoughts, and let us know what you want to see in season 2. If you've got any ideas as to
Yeah.
how you see this podcast going and how we can do better,
100%.
we're always more than happy to hear.
Yeah, our doors are always open as well. Email us, DM us, whatever. We're responding all the time pretty much.
Certainly. We love you. We will see you around. If you want to go and check out a little bit more, we have a little bit of extra stuff in terms of the chaos of the last year, but you're going to have to head over to Patreon for the sum of
£4 a month.
£13 a day, and you will get all the exclusive
Damn
extra
right.
access to stuff with maybe some behind the scenes sample try-ons when we first ever saw these
Yes.
brands.
Oh
So,
my goodness.
You're going to want to go there to check it out.
That was a bit of a movie, that.
That
Jesus.
certainly was. Even with Tom trying on. Do you remember that back in the day? Mental. Right. Love you. Leave you. Toodle pip.
And cheerio.
Bash. I had a feeling earlier when you said about like people, if they know anything, like let us know. Can you imagine somebody like is an investor and they watch this and they're like, lads, I really think it's a good idea. Like, I'll invest
His
and
contact,
I'll do all
yeah.
the manufacturing and stuff. Just leave it with me. Can you imagine?
Or even someone who's like willing just to join the crew and like
Yeah.
really is serious. It'd be sick, man. I'd be like, yeah, you dog.